Welcome to the SOS Podcast. This is Jordan. I'm here with Gage, Logan, and Mike. And there was a lot of interesting things that happened this week. And it is 2021.
2020 fun.
Yes, 2021. New year. New year.
New me.
So
Hashtag.
let's talk about what we did this week and this past week, and with the new year, how everybody's new year was. Let's start with you, Gage.
With me? Well, I mean, we closed on our house.
Congratulations.
So
Congratulations for that. Absolutely.
I've been painting for 4 straight days.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Painting's the worst.
Yeah. It's not the most fun thing.
It's alright unless you gotta paint for 5 straight days.
Yeah, like
Unless you paint for a living.
painting one day would have been alright, maybe, but like 5 is not the best.
Just going over and over the same trim.
Yeah,
It's not fun.
repetitive. And then we pulled the tape up, and it pulled the paint off, so I had to redo it again.
Jesus.
And Bree about cried because she was like, "Oh my god, now it looks like shit." I was like, "Shut up, I'll fix it. Just look away." But yeah, that's how my week's been. I haven't really had an eventful week. That's been it.
I mean, you did to a point. You got a house.
Well, yeah,
You
I
guys
did.
are-
Yeah, that's-
you got
that's
a house.
how you
I've been to
Moving out.
Lowe's a record
It's
number
gonna
of
be
times in the
exciting,
past
so-
5 days.
It's alright.
And Home Depot. And
Logan
Menards.
can probably understand that after he bought his house and redid every single room. So,
Yeah, that's the plan. We're slowly doing that.
Get it all done now.
Logan,
So-
what did-
It's gonna do
Besides the
5 years
kitchen,
later.
because the kitchen's getting completely gutted in a couple months. And it's getting completely redone and do everything.
That's my money.
Logan, so
Yeah,
what did
sure.
what'd you guys do for? Well, I guess Christmas is over. It's New Year's, right?
I really
this
done
week.
shit, to be honest with you.
You're on vacation all week.
Yeah. Well, no. No.
Yeah.
I worked till
No, never
Thursday, had Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You guys went to Benchmark.
Yeah, we went to Benchmark for New Year's.
$60 shot.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, it was pricey. It wasn't too bad, but yeah. Don't buy fucking Johnny Walker Blue Label. Ounce
It's cheaper.
shot for fucking $60.
It's cheaper to buy the bottle and get
Yeah,
it
I
is
don't-
the 20 shots out
I
of
don't-
it. than
I
I
don't
think
know.
everything's cheaper to buy the bottle than shot for a
Well,
like
that's my thing. I don't
ounce by
understand the
white.
ins and outs of that. Like
'Cause they have to
for a
make-
restaurant.
the ins and outs.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make money on it regardless. If they
But I'm saying, so what's in that bottle?
How many shots?
shots do you think are in that
Oh
bottle?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're making a
Oh, they're making it.
Then you
stupid
gotta
amount
make
off that.
fucking like 600% on the fucking bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
How many shots?
$180 bottle. And literally one little fucking sipper.
Yeah,
And I almost got a fucking double. Drew told me, Drew's like, dude, don't get a double. You
17?
can try something else. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I got
$120.
There's approximately 17 shots in a bottle.
17 times 60,
Is a lot.
600 something. No, 700 something.
Yeah, they're making 600.
Like, what
A
the
bottle?
fuck?
600 per
No,
bottle?
17 times 60 is over $1,000. It's 1,020.
So
Oh, fuck yeah.
they're
So they're
making
making
$900 a
$800
bottle.
a bottle.
$800 a
And they
bottle.
probably get it cheaper than what we buy it for too.
You're probably right.
Because
So they're
they're
making
Which is
more.
why I
Yeah.
thought
It
maybe it'd
costs-
be like
Yes.
$25 for the fucking drink.
Yeah.
And I was
Wrong.
like, fuck it, whatever. Nope, $60.
Damn.
That's an expensive.
Almost
New
was
Year.
$120.
Talk about
Well,
us.
still,
Happy
I think it's
fucking
had a good
New Year,
dinner,
bro.
and that was fun,
Yeah, no, it was
So
good.
Logan, you had a great New Year. Actually, you came to my house.
Yeah,
Went to
Jordan,
Jordan.
what'd you do for New Year's?
and hold on, before you go, went to Jordan's and watched the worst fucking performances ever, which you can touch on because you watched it too.
Yeah, it was absolutely
The fucking-
horrible.
Like New York.
Cindy Lauper.
Oh yeah, that was all over
Oh,
Twitter.
Like, what in the
God.
world
All over
happened
Twitter.
with that? I was so confused.
She needs to retire.
We were, yeah, no.
Or just
That,
not
it was just, it was like, it was awkward.
I've
It was
been
really
to
awkward to
New Year's.
watch and listen to. You know, Cindy Lauper, I had mad respect for her in her prime. But like, I just feel like for 2020, they could have gave us something way better to like look forward to end our year. But
Yeah,
it
but
was
they're
like,
ending it
it
like
was
it's
like,
been
oh, it was
shitty.
so depressing. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was, I was like, man, I was waiting for, you know, like excitement and everything else, and it was just a
Cindy
letdown.
Lauper and
It was a
J-Lo in a
letdown,
fucking
but-
fencing mask.
it was weird, but hey, I had a good New Year. It was fun. Actually ripped my 60-inch off my TV in my living room, or my 60-inch off my wall, my 60-inch TV off my wall in my living room, put it in my garage to watch the ball drop. And
Well, you
it was
moved
a
your whole
letdown.
TV just to watch the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, but then I decided to keep it because I don't watch TV ever. So it was like, why not? The only time I ever watch TV is Jimmy Fallon when I get off work early enough, and like football on Sundays. That's about all.
Well, now you can watch football in the garage and cry like you've been. So
that's all. Literally the only time I ever watch TV. So
which is on the
during the week, I don't watch TV at all. So fuck it. I'm just gonna have a TV in my garage rather than my house. That sounds weird. Anyway, how was your New Year's, Mike?
And vacation.
Eventful. Very eventful. New Year's Eve was a blur, so as you guys all saw with the picture I sent you that I don't remember sending you.
Yes.
Was it close to something like Citra ass down against the grain double IPA? Yeah.
No, I'm not an IPA drinker. I was drinking.
Well,
it was essentially jungle juice, but it was margarita. It was a margarita that the bartender made, and he made a big batch of it, and it was all top shelf shit. But there was like 12 different things in it, and you couldn't even taste any alcohol. I'm like, all right, this is really good. And then I had another, and then another, and another, and I don't remember it. So, which I don't like getting that drunk. It just really kind of snuck up on me. But yes, I was on vacation. Ended up staying longer than I anticipated. I was supposed to come back on Wednesday, and my family.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, I was supposed to come back Wednesday. I was supposed to be gone Wednesday, and my family's like, hey, we're going to this New Year's Eve party. Why don't you stick around for it? And I'm like, well, I had to go back to work. And I texted my boss, and I was like, hey, Ohio State plays on Friday. I'm like, we're probably going to be slow. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you want the day off, man? Absolutely. So I got on the Frontier website to see what I could do about changing my flight. And because of COVID, they weren't charging any fees. So I literally changed it to 2 days later, same time frame, and was able to stay 2 days later, 2 days longer. So
cool.
It was perfect.
Boom.
New Year's Eve was a good time. Christmas was a good time. Arizona was beautiful as always. Definitely had my eyes set on getting out there. Hopefully in the next year and a half moved, and it was very difficult to have to fly home because when I left it was 65 and sunny, and flew back to shitty.
To like 34 and rain?
Yeah, 34
fucking
and rain.
Ohio right
So
now.
rain and snow.
And my flight was over an hour delayed, so thank you to Jordan and Derek for sticking around in Cleveland to pick me up.
Oh, you picked him up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, I got very lucky.
Shout out to that guy.
Those guys that picked him up.
Yeah, I did text Jordan and told him, hey, I understand if you want to go. I'll Uber, figure something out. No big deal. Flight's gonna
Uber be?
To our
We're not that
defense,
far.
flight's gonna be super delayed.
We were already in Cleveland. We already planned on going to Ray's Indoor Bike Park. We were riding there. We were there for like 4 or 5 hours. So it was like by the time we left there, it was like 7:30, and his flight was gonna land at like 9. So we're like, fuck it, we'll go grab bite to eat. Went to Panini's. Perfect spot. Landed there for the Buckeyes kickoff.
It looked like a dope spot.
So it was a great place to watch the game. So I mean,
Yeah, it was good, and I appreciated you guys, and it worked out. But that was definitely a long. A long story short, literally get on the plane. There's a mechanical issue, but the people that were already on the plane, they said we could stay on. Didn't know how long it was going to take. Get the rest of the people on the plane. Mechanical issues over. Then some fucking child starts freaking out on the plane. And right when we're about to leave the gate.
Fucking kids.
And the parents literally said, no, we need to get off.
why?
We have to get off the plane. So they literally pulled back up, reconnected it, reopened the door, and the family got off the plane.
Did
So
they
then-
make them get off?
No, they wanted to get off. Okay, so then whatever. This was an hour after we were supposed to leave. We get in the air, literally finally getting in. Captain says, all right, we're, flight attendants prepare for landing. We can feel we're getting lower. I can hear the landing gear goes out, and then all of a sudden, lower, and then all of a sudden, the landing gear goes back in, and we're going back up into the sky. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So this is like 10 minutes goes by, and I could feel that we had turned around. So the captain, and then we literally went up once, turned around, went back the same direction, turned around again, and did that twice. And the captain finally came on and said the tailwind was so bad that we had to turn the plane around and land the opposite direction because they couldn't land the plane with how bad the tailwind was. So I was we were in there for like another half hour longer. So it was just a long fucking day. The only positive thing about my flight out there was I didn't have anybody sitting next to me. But New Year's Eve was great, and it was it was a good time. So now back to work and back to reality.
Yeah. So on that topic, you ever think about the amount of time? Not that you were really complaining, but people that complain about flights and all that shit, and then step back and think about the fact that it's a huge however many ton piece of machinery that flies you across the country in 2
Yeah,
hours.
you mean like a
4
giant
hours.
No,
that's-
bigger school bus that
Like how
flies.
crazy it actually is.
Magic
but
school bus.
We're so used to it that
That's why I mean I didn't
It's-
complain about it. Like I
No,
mean, I wasn't. No. I get what you're saying because
Yeah.
I literally was thinking like this fucking sucks. But at the same time, I'm like they're fixing the landing gear, so I'm not going to complain about it.
yeah.
So, yeah, we should fix that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should
so-
probably get that figured.
We're
Yes.
so accustomed to like how nice it is to be able to just hop on a plane and fly.
Yeah, I mean, you want instant
Anyway.
gratification, and actually, I
Right.
told Jordan that. Like, I literally have flown probably 25 times in my life, and this was like the third time I've ever gotten picked up. I usually park, but because I was going to be gone longer, I didn't want to pay for it. So I had,
cheap.
yeah, it's not. So I had arranged for a ride, and of course, the time that I arranged for a ride, my fucking flight's delayed. Because I've only, out of all times I've flown, I think I've had a flight like twice, 2 or 3 times I've ever had it delayed. So, you know, I felt bad, but at the same time, you're right. I was like, I'm not gonna get pissed about it. You know, it's like, I mean, I want them to figure this shit out so we can land safely. You know, it's not anything that big of a deal. I was more annoyed by them having to pull up to let the people off the plane.
Yeah.
But and then when
Yeah,
the captain went back up into the sky, I'm like, okay, well, there's clearly a reason. Like something's not safe for us to land in Cleveland. I don't know what it is.
It's
But-
Cleveland.
Just Cleveland.
It's not like I know. So literally, that
The Browns are making the playoffs. That's
Yeah.
a problem.
So literally, as I'm sitting I was sitting on the plane in Phoenix, waiting to leave. I texted my sister and letting them know what's going on, and they sent me pictures that they were sitting around at the house drinking, like had day drinking, and they were like, "Come back, like you can stay here, like come back and join us." And I'm like sitting there, fucking ready to go, wanting to get off this plane. And they're sending me pictures of them drinking. So, like, yeah, that was just.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it was interesting. But 2021, it's still weird. It still hasn't quite hit me that it's like
Okay,
I still
it's
keep thinking it's December. Like I literally keep thinking it's December.
I
Like,
feel like the last 3 months have just been like.
I feel like it's still
Yes.
March.
It's still a pandemic. Doesn't really matter. So it's
No, but
new
like-
year, new me,
Yeah.
but it's 20.
but like
it's
I was
still
talking to
fucking
Drew about, like I keep saying like, oh, in a year and a half, like when I was wanting to move to Phoenix in May of 2022, I keep thinking that, but I'm like, oh no, like we're already in 2021, like it's only
It's not a year and a half.
It's not, it's a little different now. So it's like it's weird how that, or like we were talking about going to Florida in November, and I keep saying next year. It's like, no, it's in 11 months.
Yeah.
It's it's just,
this year.
it's crazy how
I saw
fast
something
time
the other
goes.
day that was like somebody was born on December 31st and they can never say that their birthday is next year because it's always this year.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like the day after your birthday, you can't say your birthday's next year because it's January 1st and your birthday is this year on December 31st.
Damn, that sucks.
Never
I mean, that's actually kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Never really
That was
thought
totally
about
off track, but it just popped in my
No,
head
that
when we were
works.
talking about December.
So of course, I don't think it was Jordan that made the comment about the new year, new me type of deal.
No, that was me, I said that.
Oh, it was you? Okay, I'm sorry.
Jordan
We
said it
started
very
this.
sensually earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Jordan did say that earlier, but everybody has kind of led into the New Year's resolutions, and of course, you're seeing people post stuff, and this is like the worst time of year to go to the gym because gyms are just really packed with people. Like,
it. Not really. Pandemic, but carry on.
No, they still are.
No, they still are because
And I
Fucking-
assume you have to wear masks.
It depends on what state you're in.
Fuck
But
that.
If you
But-
wear a mask, yeah, it's.
Not
it's
fucking
everybody's
wear a
now all of a sudden in their
That's where I
New Year's
read.
resolution. So it got me thinking today, like what resolutions I have going into this year. Like, is there something that in 12 months or 11 and a half months from now, I'm going to be contemplating like, oh, hey, I accomplished this. So I got kind of wondering if, you guys kind of go in the same time frame or the same thought process into a new year. Like, yes, your life's still the same. You're still going through whatever you're going through, but do you want to have this time next year, have something accomplished or have something changed that you feel better about?
So you're saying like
Am I
New
the
Year's
only one that has
resolution?
those, like,
Who has a New Year's
every year?
resolution?
Essentially, yes.
Like who has the New Year's resolution that's not like.
It's actually legitimate. Not like, oh, I'm gonna work out this year.
Yeah, no,
That's what I'm saying, like something
Yeah,
because
something
I don't
legitimate.
Something
yes.
legit.
It is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
legitimate resolution.
No, it is. They can
It's
carry
just-
through with
It
it.
happens to be the easiest one.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
not
And it's so cliche because
Yeah.
that's everyone's New Year's resolution.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym this year. I'm
And then
gonna
they don't.
fucking do 6 cartwheels a week for the next
Why
fucking
would
12
you-
months. I don't know.
Cartwheels, not push-ups,
I
not
can
jumping
get down
jacks,
with that
not
one.
lifting.
I can
I'm
do
gonna
that.
do
Yeah, I
6
could- I would
cartwheels
probably
a
do
week.
6 a week. Yeah, it's.
Jordan's
I can
doing
do that.
cartwheels. 6 a week?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
gonna take
just
one day
saying.
off.
I was just being.
Too much work. Too much work for 7 days a week.
I was just trying to relate to the clichéness of
I gotcha.
this.
Alright, so does that mean you're going
Carry on.
first?
I don't care. I'll go first.
So what do you think,
your
Jordan?
resolution
By this
is
time
to go to
next
the
year,
gym.
when we're sitting in Logan's house a year from now, what do you want to have accomplished?
Here is to
Getting
get.
on the mountains.
It's got
No.
It's got
Like,
little
I'm
tires.
used to, yeah, it's got little tires. I'm used to big tire bikes,
He's
riding
used to
mountain
the big
bikes.
bitches. He's going to the little
Yeah, I'm
bitches.
used to the
I
big
saw those
bitches.
the
No,
other day. They're fucking huge.
The big bitches.
Yeah.
my fat bike.
Big tires on his fucking
It's
bike.
that's for riding the snow. They're 5-inch fat tires for riding the snow. But I'm used to riding mountain bikes and stuff like that, and that's what I do throughout. The summer I ride mountain bikes, and then in the winter I ride fat bikes. But this bike is a drop bar bike for riding gravel, and then I'm going to use it for riding road as well. But my goal this year is to ride my first century ride, so 100 miles in one day. That is my goal. But it would be really awesome to ride the coast to coast ride, which is in Michigan. It's from the coast, the Lake Michigan to Lake Erie, and it's 222 miles, and they do it in one day. Usually takes roughly 16 hours. It would be an exceptional feat. I know a lot of people have done it, and
Your ass would hurt.
yes, it would. Yes, it definitely would. But it like just to experience that and to be able to do that would be amazing, and that would be my goal for the end of the year, to be able to do that. If I could train and make that happen, it would be amazing. I would love
That'd
that.
be
But I'm gonna start with a century ride, and I'll be stoked to finish that and go from there. But my year is gonna consist of a lot of cycling and just doing me and becoming a better human in general. What about you, Mike?
It's like this year for me is all about getting myself situated to be able to move forward into being able to move. I want to spend more time with you guys. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to spend more time with, being able to do the things that I enjoy, that I know once I move to Arizona I'm not going to be able to do. Which sounds kind of bleak, but at the same time, like it's time for me to...
Well, you're gonna be moving, so you want to experience as much as you can here.
I do.
While you're here.
I
Who to
do.
replace you with?
Yes, I need
A
to figure
raccoon.
out-
Baby raccoon.
Or figure out how Zoom works, I guess.
Yes. But no, I mean, you guys, I've told you
Yeah,
this from
dude.
day one. Like May of 2022, that's when I'm done with my masters. Like,
We
I
all
know
just
if I
finished.
don't set a date for myself, it's not going to happen. And so, yes, that's the next year. But at the same time, I have a lot to get done. I have a lot that I want to accomplish. I want to use, get more use out of my jet ski this summer. I want to be able to go to the place that I haven't been able to
Forgot you
do,
had
and
jet ski.
I want to be able to take a trip with my friends in the fall, and just be able to enjoy. And I was even thinking about this the other day. Like, we're going to take a trip at the same time. Like, I'll still be able to come back. So, New Year's resolution for me is just more so, just really just getting myself ready to be able to make the big leap in 2022. And it's going to be kind of a work and save up money. That's the biggest thing. That's all I have in my mind right now. Is I have
Put your nose to the ground. So.
exactly. And but
Song.
And out of the pills.
I don't want to just get back to how I used to be, where I'm working 4 jobs in the summer and I'm making all this money, but I don't have any time to spend it.
Can you
Like,
imagine how nice it's going to be when you're not doing that?
well, no, I mean last summer
great.
last summer was weird because of COVID, but last summer was the first time that I haven't had at least 2 jobs,
Fuck
and
COVID.
so it's.
Made you realize that work isn't really that important.
Well, no,
But
I
you need
mean,
money,
yeah,
so.
you're right, because
Or it's not that important, but you can't do anything without money.
You're right. No, you're right, because the thing is, like,
There's a lot
spent-
more important things in life than
like
just
the summer of
money. Time is
2016.
so much more important.
The summer of 2016, I worked 4 jobs, and I made the most amount of money I've ever made, and even like the start of 2018, I had nothing in my savings. So I was working 65 hours a week, and I bought things that I wanted, but at the same time, it's not like I had a bunch of memories and shit. Like, for me, it's kind of the point where
Time is so much more
it
important
is.
than money.
It really is, and I want to be able to. So that's my biggest thing for me in 2021. Save up money, but at the same time, I want to spend as much time with my friends and be able to make memories and do stuff.
Awesome.
And hopefully, COVID isn't fucking me like it did last year.
Great resolution. Logan, what do you got?
I got a couple, actually. So short term, we're going to fucking Florida in March. So I'm trying to get into running, lose some weight, do the cliche thing. But on that point, I'd like to run a marathon.
I've been
Next
thinking
year.
about that too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
At least a 5K to start. I don't know about fucking jumping straight to marathon training, but
Yeah. No, yeah, I'd like to get a marathon, and I don't know where or when, but
Glass City Marathon.
I've been running, so
I work it. I'll save you if you die.
yeah.
Can
do
I
work?
ride my
I have a
bike?
shirt on right now.
When is it?
I don't know.
It's cold.
You want to read my chest?
It's colder, right? when the
Is that
Boston Marathon goes on?
I say marathon's in the fall.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be in the fall. I'm pretty sure it was chilly when.
4/28/19.
So it's
Why
April.
do I think everything's
So
in the
it's cold.
fall?
Every year, it's fucking cold in April. I feel like in
It's
Ohio.
about October, you know.
Yes.
October.
No, all right. It's not in the fall.
It's
but
around
it's
Earth
cold.
Day.
Yes, I was right. God damn.
So yeah, maybe not that one. But yeah, run a marathon and then
It was virtual last year.
Do
Was it
whenever you
really?
want. Yeah, same
what,
with
like, run on a fucking
the
treadmill?
Cleveland
Yeah,
Cleveland
you
Indians
can run
are
wherever-
on
You
a
can
marathon
run wherever
every
you
year.
want. It's like
Or
the
5K.
app. You have an app that goes associated with the marathon, and it tracks how far you run, and then once you hit the
But I feel like if I'm gonna run a marathon, I need to be running next to people so I can like
Push
try
yourself.
and beat 'em.
Yeah,
so you can see.
Yeah,
well, I
good
like
competition.
watching this. I watched a lot of people like almost die. So
That's, okay, there's another goal. Don't.
Well, you do that on a daily basis anyway with your profession, so.
yeah.
I think
I'm sorry, never mind. I just
biggest-
how does he watch people die as an athletic
I
trainer?
mean, I don't watch people die, but there's a chance I'm there in case they die.
Well, he doesn't watch people die at a fucking marathon either, so it was kind of
No, I did. I
hypothetical
was
speaking.
watching them die.
But you okay? Anyway,
So Logan wants to run a marathon.
yeah, and I think by the spring I'd like to have this house done and sold, so we can move up more closer to like Maumee, Waterville area. And most importantly, not that I can do any more than I'm already doing, but I'd like to have a baby. I have another baby this year.
you want another obligation?
Yeah.
Nice.
If that's how you, if that's
Good
the word
for
you
you.
want to use for having a
Hey,
baby.
take one for me.
During so bleak.
Yeah. So maybe run a marathon.
Hey,
That's
good
awesome,
for you.
man.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Awesome resolution.
Add
I
to
love
the
that.
family, yeah.
Gage, what about you?
Get into his house that he's in.
Yeah, move into the fucking house.
Move into the house. That's okay.
That should
so
not be-
October
that's
you'll
like-
be in.
That should be like a week resolution.
Just
but-
kidding.
I mean, kind of the same boat as Logan. Like, I'm like, maybe not.
You wanna have a
marathon.
baby?
No, fuck. No.
Oh.
What about basketball? You gonna
Yeah,
just
so you're
you gonna
anti-baby.
No, I mean,
We're not
I-
anti-baby. We can't just have multiple dads in the group. You're the token dad.
No,
Unless
I've been a dad twice. I'm cool. I'm gonna do me, and I don't need to be a dad again. I'm totally okay with that. So I mean, it's
I
totally
don't-
different.
I don't-
I'll give you that. I'll
I
give
don't
you that.
know.
I'm
I'm
just
not even
saying.
saying different
Anyway.
like, on my behalf, but if you were to have your own child,
Absolutely,
Yeah, it's
it's definitely
You would
different.
feel
I
different.
completely
I mean, I
understand.
don't think having a child is a fuck no, but like
No,
right
I'm also
right
not
now,
pushing
right
you
now
to
after
have a
just
child.
buying a
it's
house,
huge.
You're in a
it's
good
fuck no.
position though. You're in a good position to have
For
another
me,
child.
yeah.
So yeah,
But,
absolutely.
yeah,
I'm not
if
gonna
I don't
argue with
have
you about
kids, I
that
can't
for sure.
tell you like you're fucked up.
Me, if I have a kid right now,
I wanna
not
have
gonna
kids.
work. So
Right,
I
that's
do,
fine.
but I don't know.
Gage,
Like,
oh,
it's kind of skewed right now. Spending money on a house and seeing it on my bank account that I owe that much.
by the way,
Right.
we've been like basing these podcasts off of drinks. What are you drinking right now?
I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah, I
'cause
know
I'm
you are.
tired.
that's why I said that.
Before we toast for the week, Gage can.
Can I say my resolution?
Yeah,
Yeah, Gage
Yeah.
has to say his resolution.
It's kind of.
That's why I was just throwing a jab at Gage. That's the only reason I said that. So.
So it's kind of bland, but kind of. I would like to run a 5K, 10K maybe, and it's gonna sound weird, but like I just want to relax more.
That's not bad at all. That's
I know
not bad thing at all.
I'm not saying it's
Cheers
bad,
to
but
that.
it's very
Cheers to that.
like broad. But at the same time, is I don't relax. at
Cheers
all.
to that.
No, and plus you've been like working towards.
It doesn't sound like a sweet goal, but it's
No.
like an important one.
Well,
It's a very important goal,
like,
especially
maybe,
for mental
like,
health
Even
and
if it's
everything like
we're supposed to go on a couple of vacations, and like I've never been on like a big time vacation. I mean, going to Florida for a week isn't technically a big time vacation. And we were supposed to go to where the fuck were we supposed to go?
Especially when you have like an itinerary where you do something every
Where
goddamn
the
day.
fuck
You
were
know?
we supposed to go this summer that got canceled? I don't remember, but it was like a resort on like. I had to get a passport, so like it wasn't in
Right.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. That's supposed to happen next year. So relaxation is probably a big one, and running more. I hated running, and I started running before, like during the pandemic, and I was like, you know what, this isn't actually bad,
Oh, dude, I love it.
especially by yourself. Like just running outside is not bad. Running on a treadmill is terrible.
Yeah, that's what I
Anything
do.
you can.
So I've been running like out in the trails and shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's
fucking-
nice.
Do you guys have something to do with the mountain bike shit out here?
Yeah. No. Me and the Flatlanders Bicycle Club and the Sandusky County Park District teamed up and built a mountain
Right.
bike trail out of Waystar. So
I
and that's
love
where you
running,
run.
dude. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. All the
Awesome.
time.
That's so cool.
It makes it so much. Like if you're running outside, like on the road, you just You know, I've been running like 30 miles a week, and to run just down the road.
That sounds
It
fucking
gets
cool.
Back down the road.
It's not-
It's just like, wow.
Yeah, but so in my case too, running on the road is going to be a little different now because it's going to be streets and shit I've never ran on before.
Right.
So it'll be
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
like running
running
in a different town.
Running in Gibsonburg is like, oh yeah, Jordan's parents live here.
Yeah. Right.
Logan lives down that way. Jake lives over here. Like, you're running by places you see literally every single day.
Yeah.
It's not as...
No, it's going to be more interesting and more fun, especially. But if you have a place to run that's like, you get to experience more things other than just like, I feel like pavement sucks. Like, I hate...
And it hurts my knees.
I say I'm getting this new bike that I'm going to be able to ride on the road, but I don't like riding on the road. But on the road, you go faster, you can experience more road. So it's, you know, you get that different ride. But
Yeah.
to be able to like run on things that you're not familiar with, or you see new things every time
Yeah,
you
if you're
run,
doing
I feel like
something
that'd be
with
better.
different sceneries, I would say, is better than just running the same spot. But besides that point, we kind of need to talk about what we're drinking besides the fact I'm drinking coffee, so...
Absolutely.
Well, Jordan?
I'm drinking
Your second one, by the way.
a Citra Ass Down Double India Pale Ale from Against the Grain, and it's a
The artwork's pretty dope,
Yeah,
too.
it is. The artwork,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
artwork
shout
is
out
super dope.
City.
It's by Against the
Michigan, right?
Grain Brewery. No, it's out of Louisville, Kentucky. I bought it in Michigan though, when I went snowboarding yesterday and bit my tongue off. So yeah,
Yeah, don't show that one to the camera.
yeah, I'm not going to.
He still had, like...
he was about to show
He
you.
still had about
Look at it.
he still had about an inch of wine in that cup too when he poured that beer in there.
Did you really?
Yeah, he poured it right on top of the wine.
No, I did not. I drank all the fucking wine first. Mike, what are you drinking?
The rest of my Christmas sale that I bought.
So you're sobbing into
the end of the Christmas sale season and the end of the Christmas sale that I had.
I got more in the
So-
fridge if you want it.
I forgot I cut myself in my
I had a 6-pack left in my fridge when I got home from vacation, so it was kind of perfect. And this is
Actually,
probably
it
the
worked
last
out
that I
really
can-
well.
It
Yeah.
did. And it's probably the last that I'm going to be able to drink this year. So, Logan, what are you rocking
This
with?
year?
Or I'm sorry, no, probably
That's next year.
Last year.
This holiday
This
season.
year is
Holiday
next year.
season, perfect.
And next
perfect
year is
wording.
now.
Yes.
Logan, I see you guys got your new wine refrigerator.
Yeah.
Winerator.
A little winerator.
Fuck yeah. It's a
And
goddamn
and a
winerator.
Nintendo Switch.
And a Nintendo Switch, which was totally for Cooper. But yeah, I'm drinking
Yeah, mine was for my kid too.
Quote unquote.
Cabernet.
Cabernet Sauvignon?
Something Italian. It's pretty good. That and coffee. But this one's almost gone.
You didn't mix
Rockin'
the
with
coffee and the
coffee.
Cabernet. So the fucking Buckeyes won. The Browns
Fuck
won.
yeah, they
It
did.
was a good
God
day
damn it.
for Ohio
Fuck Daniel
sports.
Sweeney.
It was
Fuck
a
the Browns, too.
good week. Not a day, a good week.
What was that guy's name?
For Ohio
Off of
sports.
Despicable Me that Dallas Sweeney looks like?
Vector, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing on the Buckeye. Did you see the interview with Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Where the Rufino reporter.
Okay, so they're interviewing him, and the lady in the back didn't have her mic muted, and she was like, "What'd she say?" She's like, "Oh, poor Trevor needs to shave his," and like, so he's listening. She doesn't know, and then she realizes it. She's like, "Needs to shave his stash."
And
Yeah, I think it's funny, but if you notice at the game, like he's got this like.
No, he does. I didn't
Little
hear her say it like
mustache
that,
going.
but he did. Like, she's like, Trevor needs to save his stash.
No, it was awkward as fuck. Cause she's like, "Poor Trevor needs to shave his."
Sounds interesting.
She realized he was listening, but then all he goes is thanks.
Yeah, he laughed for a while. He was like, "Oh, thanks," but then he couldn't remember what he was talking about. It's funny.
So yes,
but it was
Ohio
fucking
State
funny.
Buckeyes beat Clemson as they were the underdog,
Beat
and
the
now
fucking
they are
Browns
playing.
beat the Steelers.
Now the Buckeyes are playing Alabama, and they are also the underdog in that game. Alabama favored by 7.5.
And the Browns beat the Steelers.
The Browns beat the
today.
Steelers today. They
Will
are
they beat
great.
them next time?
No, they won't. I was rooting for the Browns actually today.
Shitsburg.
Even as a Steelers fan, I was still rooting for them because I wanted to see the Browns in the playoffs. It's been forever.
I'm rooting for them next week.
Fuck no.
Yeah, because you're a Shittsburg fan. Fuck
yes.
off. All right.
Oh yeah, because you're a diehard Browns fan. Over
No,
there.
but I had to pick a team.
He watches the Browns because it's easier to cry on Sundays by himself.
Oh damn! That was deep. That was hard. You know what?
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I'll give you
So
that.
the
That was
last
a good one.
time I actually saw a stat today on the way over here. The last time the Browns were in the playoffs and Ohio State was in the national championship. Does anybody know what year that was?
Never.
Well, the Browns haven't been in the playoffs in 18 years.
Yeah, it's
We
18
haven't-
years.
We haven't won the championship since 2002, which would have been 18 years ago. So I'm going to guess 2002. 2001, 2002.
No, so the stat that I saw is in 2003. Last time Ohio State.
2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Okay, so
last
yeah,
time Ohio
you
State
were
was
correct.
in
We
the
gotta think
national
through
championship,
this season
and the Browns
is
were in the
2020,
playoffs
2021
in
season.
January.
So yeah, I'm right.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah,
Mike,
it's a
crazy.
long fucking time.
That is wild. I didn't put two and two together. Honestly, I didn't put
But
two and two
yeah,
together.
and
I knew
that's
the Browns weren't in, haven't, been into the playoffs in 18 years.
But-
I didn't realize it was both,
Yeah.
together.
But I saw a thing about like all the different things that like have happened or like been
Since
invented
then.
since then. Yeah, like LeBron just came into the league and like flip
phones,
and shit.
yeah.
but so
There's always something fucking crazy
Yeah,
that
right.
happens. Everyone like brings something to the table that's
Well, yeah, I
weird
mean,
as
if
shit.
it's a 20-year gap, like 2
Yeah.
decades, obviously there's gonna
There's
be
been a lot of shit
monumental
that's happened,
things.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we used to have typewriters back.
I don't know. Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
All right, Mike, what was your little
So
conversation?
when we were talking earlier, I finally got a chance to watch The Last Dance, which if you're not familiar with that was the special that Netflix and ESPN aired, which pretty much highlighted the Bulls' run in the 90s and pretty much the start and the career of Michael Jordan. I didn't get a chance to see it when it first aired because it was on ESPN, but watched it on the plane actually on the way there and back and finished it last night. And it got me kind of realizing, like, seeing the old footage from the 90s and seeing how crazy and invested fans were into their team or into the Bulls. And I just didn't, it didn't matter whether it was the playoffs or whether it was regular season, whatever. Michael Jordan always had somebody following. He would go to his hotel, he had fans following him. The moment he leaves his hotel room, the spotlight was on him. He had people following him. He had security. He had people constantly wanting to go and talk to him, whatever. So with that being said, I got to thinking, and I even texted a friend, and I was like, there's a difference that I don't feel like people are following or as crazy about teams as what they were in the 90s as what they are now. Is that the case? And his response to me was he thinks that it's still the same. People are just showing their affection and their interest in a team differently than what they did in the 90s.
There's other means to watch games now too.
Well, not even just that, but like the way that you show your interest in a team.
And like on the topic of like people following Jordan around and someone always being there, like I feel like social media has a huge hand in that.
Yeah, they don't
Like,
have to
think
follow
about-
him
think
around
about,
because
like,
they
a guy
can
like
tweet at him
LeBron,
95
he's
times
very
a day.
prominent, whether you like it or not, political.
He is.
Not political. Like
Yeah.
he's always there, so
Yes.
you always get him.
Yes.
But
But I
whether
don't
you're in
feel
the
like-
living room or you're
at
in
the
LA.
Yeah, in LA.
You get
yeah.
LeBron.
Yes.
And not even just that though. Like when you have a media-based era, there's certain things that people are so like attributed to, like when say LeBron for example, he like people follow him, but there's so many other people that just Joe Schmoes
and
follow
also,
that
there's more cameras now.
yeah, exactly. There's so many more
there was
cameras.
what? Maybe
There's so many more
there's
people.
one camera on Jordan coming in from the facility. Now there's that one camera is on. There's how many cameras watching every single person coming into the facility.
In The Last Dance,
Exactly.
though, no. In The Last Dance, when you saw him leaving facilities or going wherever, there was 30 cameras around.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm
but
saying.
like
But now there's 30 cameras for every person. There's more than
Oh,
just.
yes,
There's
yes,
more.
yes.
There's more
So,
cameras.
okay,
there.
that's
So there's
that's
more
what,
shots.
That's what led to my question to him. In addition to that, is that there's a difference in there's now Jordan was the main guy. Jordan
And
was
there's
the guy
not- there's
that
not
everybody
one of
wanted to
those
see.
right now.
He was the cultural phenomenon in the 90s. Whereas now we have more players that people are following, and there's not as much of an obsession over a player as what
over
there
one
was.
single player.
Correct. Across all sports.
Okay, so in a different perspective, in the same scenario what you're talking about, like when say 1998, 2000, when I was a kid, I watched these videos of these dudes that were on like BMX bikes that were being awesome. Like they were so sweet to watch. They were doing like backflips, doing crazy shit. It was fucking cool as shit to watch. And now I'm watching thousands of videos of different people doing
The same shit.
no
More.
way crazier shit. But there is 75 cameras per person I'm watching.
You see every
and
fucking
I
angle
see
of
every
this dude's
angle,
doing.
and I'm also seeing different people doing the same things, but they're so much more in depth, and it's just like, oh wow, that was really cool, but it's not as cool as that person. So you know
Okay,
what?
so-
It's really not that cool.
Is this conversation about Jordan himself though,
Or
is
just
it about?
sports?
No,
So,
I think it's about sports in general.
You can see it
It's like-
still with Tiger.
One
Even
of the-
when Tiger sucks, everything golf is revolved around him on the golf course.
My initial thought process on this topic had nothing to do with the fact of just
Sorry,
Jordan in general.
Okay, so
I
on
think
that,
hold on,
one of the things you said was like watching that Last Dance, and you see, like, say the Bulls are playing the Knicks, and outside of the Garden, it's the Garden, right?
Yes. Yeah.
There's thousands of people around the Garden there for the game. Do you have that now?
And
That's part of what I was saying.
I
yes.
think-
'Cause I feel like that's more tailored to what you're saying than like us talking.
No,
about
it was,
specific
and honestly, I realized once we got to talking, I realized there's two topics in one here.
Yeah,
because,
there's a lot.
No, there are, but instead of beating a dead
I
horse
think
on
the
either way,
overall topic
I
is
think the overall topic
popularity
is
in sports.
popularity, because I also thought about the NFL, and then you talk about Tiger, which I didn't really think about that until you said that. But is there a difference now? And actually, it was Drew who I was talking to with this, and he brought up the idea of social media being a big factor now, because people can get on Twitter and see. You can see highlights. You can see somebody leaving
Yeah.
a building. You can see.
You don't have
the
to
stuff
see it in
that-
person. You
Exactly.
You
And
see
then
everything.
You can see it in
And,
30 different angles. the next
Logan
day.
brought up the topic, or even the idea of when I originally said this earlier in the night, that the idea also of pricing being different for tickets. People aren't going to watch as many games
Yeah, you
live
can't-
anymore as what they
take
used
a family
to.
of 5 to a fucking NBA game.
And not sit unless you're hiking up this
Yeah,
fucking
unless you
stadium.
saved up for fucking 2 months, and at that point you're sitting up in the fucking nosebleeds, and you might
And you
be
probably
watching
would have had a
TV.
better view on
So
YouTube.
so this is where the question comes in. Okay, this is
That kind of shit goes for music too, like live.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about this? What about the perspective of, like, when I was a kid, like, the only reason I have sports cards, like, NBA cards. I was a huge NBA fan when I was a kid. I'm a big, absolutely. He was my role model growing up. Allen Iverson, number 3. That's why I wore Iversons when I played 5th grade basketball. But to have that and to like experience that, but when you grow up and you see those people, go ahead.
Well, you had it.
Huh?
You had
He
it.
got lost in his own
He
thing.
got lost in his own thought process.
That's alright.
You fucked me.
What do you mean I fucked you? Because I said Allen Iverson, you get flustered?
So hold on, let me.
He's all hot and bothered from anything about it.
Well, Jordan's like,
It was so
I
great.
love those
It was so
cornrows.
good. I had everything perfect.
well,
It was
Jordan
so
pulls
good.
his thoughts together on this.
No, fucking. Go ahead.
So okay, I don't want to be a dead horse on this topic. I just almost said dead whore.
Hey.
I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Just
I don't want to be a dead horse on this topic, but this is the biggest thing. Okay, talking not necessarily about not talking about the Last Dance or the Bulls or the NBA in general. Would you say that the popularity for sports in general has declined compared to what it was in the 90s, or is it just people are showing their support and their interest and their love for the sport more so on social media than what they were in person now?
I think it's a combination of showing the love for like social media and other spots, and the fact that we're in a pandemic as well. You have to take that.
No, I'm talking before.
Before
I
that,
know,
but
I'm
all
So
you
is this
what
like,
all
are we
you-
gonna say like a
no, no, no,
5-year
no, no.
gap?
No, no, no.
Yeah,
But
5
what you're
years
saying
older
is,
than that.
what you're saying right now is what I'm saying is all we're seeing is because of that. So it looks so much worse now because there's no fans. You're not seeing people waiting outside because they're not
No,
allowed.
but I don't
But here-
even.
And this is a good topic to talk about right now because of that.
I'm
Yeah,
not
so-
thinking
but-
COVID though.
On a more generalized
That's not what I'm
platform here for a second. So if we're talking like about the Bulls and Jordan and how Jordan was the epicenter of everything, it's a little different now because back then Jordan was, end all and be all. If you like basketball, Michael Jordan, that's who you watch. Now, You got LeBron. You got people that are LeBron
There's
fans.
significantly more.
You got KD. You got Steph. You got Kawhi. You got people that are so
You got
spread
Devin
out.
Booker.
And this
Kobe, R.I.P.
Yeah. Yeah, just you get people that like even in one generalized sport, you get people that are so spread out on who they like. So it's not
almost
all
like a
centralized in
gang
one
war,
thing where
like-
it's like, oh,
But they're all
they're
all
Michael Jordan
superpowers.
is the NBA. So that's what you think.
You have,
about. So
you,
now
have
it's-
fan,
that
you,
makes sense.
have, you have fandom spread out between
Yeah.
15
Correct. And in the
superstars
90s,
instead of one
especially
superstar.
towards the late 90s, towards the end of his
And that-
Bulls career.
and not that he was the only thing in the '90s, but like
No, but he was.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that like there was
I mean,
there
there
was less
Patrick
people
Ewing
that?
fans. And
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Sure.
but
Charles
like, does
Barkley
everyone
fans.
love
There
Jordan
was
in the
Magic
'90s?
fans and
Yeah.
No, I
But
wouldn't say they did, but like
But if you were getting
He
into
was-
basketball, you were I like Michael Jordan.
The reason you were getting into basketball
Was
is because
because
you
of
wanted
the-
his shoes and you wanted to be like Jordan.
Exactly.
right.
You wanted to do what he did because he didn't do. He did things that no one else could do.
and that's
And
another
that's the,
thing.
that's the problem.
And that's another
he
thing.
he
it's
influenced
now,
the next level of basketball.
But now, if you look back at like the things that Jordan did, that we
You're
were
like,
oh
there-
my god,
there's
now you're
12
like,
people
okay,
in the NBA that
there's
do
a
this
high
on
school,
an
there's a
daily
high
basis.
school player that jumps higher than him, that runs faster than him. Like, isn't Michael Jordan obviously, but I feel like everybody in general is so much more heightened, which is another debate because some people don't think so, but.
And they're crazy.
Everybody is so much more athletic, and they're doing crazy fucking dunks where they're in the air for like
And they're
3 hours.
kissing the top of the backboard and
Yeah.
shit and dunking the ball.
Well, that kind of gets to the whole social media thing. Like when we were kids, and
that was not
when
existent.
well, exactly,
see
it
that
wasn't
stuff.
existent. And when we were kids, like there was you went to the store like when with your parents, and you went to go get groceries, and you had these. I hate you.
Frozen.
All right,
Jordan up
damn
now.
it. All right,
I
so
shouldn't have done it.
no, you shouldn't have. That fucked me all up. But anyway,
That was good.
so you go to the store with your parents and you're like, oh, I want these cards, like these basketball cards, because Michael Jordan is on the cover of them, and I want this opportunity to get these cards. Like I want to have a Michael Jordan card because I want to be just like him when I grow up. Now you go to the store and it's like the kids don't give a fuck about sports cards.
Do you even see sports cards?
No, hell no.
you
There's
can't.
it's not even really
Well,
a thing
they're-
anymore.
So
So
they are the
it's,
thing right now.
it
They're
is-
super expensive right now. That's
Yeah,
why
they've
you don't see
actually,
But
actually
it's-
coming back.
It's
sports
just-
cards from our era, not
them.
sports cards right
it's
now.
new sports cards.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's seriously a thing right now.
Yep.
Okay,
it's
maybe I'm
actually
just out of the
growing
loop.
popularity.
I do have another thing.
That's
I
why you
just
can't
thought
find
of.
them.
Okay, maybe there was a gap and now it's great.
There was a
and
gap.
earlier it wasn't. So
yeah,
there was a
literally
big
just
gap.
When the
Okay.
pandemic started is when cards started going back
So-
up.
Okay.
Back to kind of tying into what I was talking about like different NBA players. Another thing, like with the social media part, yeah, I got it. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, 5. Yeah. But so like with social media and like sports being sports being popular. So like back then, you didn't have the social media, obviously. So you didn't have, like what's the website? Oh, I'm thinking like World Star, but is there something for sports like where you always see Zion? Because like back in the day,
it was House of Hoops or House of Highlights or some shit like that.
right? So like back in the day, you didn't have. Say we were in the '90s right now, like 3 years ago, you wouldn't
don't
know
have-
who
you don't
Zion
have- you don't
Williamson
have-
You have
is.
to watch the games.
You don't have
You have to
5
watch
videos
games,
of
you have to
Zion
watch
dunking
the
on some
highlights.
Now you
kid.
don't.
That's it.
But all those fucking videos that are showing you Zion, a 17-year-old Zion, how many millions of people are looking at him?
Lots.
So it's popular.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
the popularity is so spread out between all the different social medias, all the different players that you
Players,
have
I mean, that's
now.
the
And all the different
That
platforms
it's-
that it can be on.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all there. It's just
I think the
so
players are the biggest
spread
thing.
out.
Is like especially now with like like you said, there's so many more. Like there was no massively dominant just
Like there's a
Dominant
superstar
players.
on every NBA team.
correct.
Yeah.
Whereas in the at least
most
from
of them
the
there's
from the
two.
Bulls
Yeah.
and like the '90s perspective, there were some there were definitely some like you brought up like Patrick Ewing and like there's other players that were like they were really solid on that
I
team.
mean, yeah, there's Hall of Famers everywhere.
Correct. But there was nobody realistically putting up the numbers that Michael was putting up continuously night in and night out, and I can see that was why there was so much attention towards him for so long. But I was just the fact that he would go to a hotel, he would go anywhere he left, anytime he left and went anywhere, he had cameras following him. Whereas I don't feel like LeBron has people following him everywhere
I
he
feel like
goes.
he does.
He
We're
does.
just so
We just don't
desensitized.
see it.
Yeah, we just don't pay attention.
We
to
don't
it.
even
We don't
Makes
care
sense.
about it
Makes
because
sense.
it
It's been
doesn't
going on
matter.
for 8-10
That's
years now.
still somebody's
Sure.
job
And
to
we don't see it
follow
as
him
much.
around.
Yeah.
and
That
follow
doesn't
the
take
Kardashians
away from
around.
Michael Jordan.
Sure.
It doesn't take away
No, I'm
from
not
that.
saying
no.
But
I'm not saying
Not
it
at
does.
all.
in
but
the
it's
same
just-
thing for
It's really just technology.
yeah, absolutely.
Fucking-
Technology evolved,
You know,
sports
it's-
evolved, things
So
like
that you
And-
guys answered my question because that's why I wondered whether or not technology played a bigger factor,
Yeah.
or if it was
I
social
think it's
media, or
It's a
if it was,
combination
or
of
if
it
it
all.
was a
All
lack
the
of
above.
interest, or if there still is a massive interest in the sports. Because like you look at like how high the ratings were for the NBA then compared to now, and
That's a tough
Is
thing
that
to
TV
gauge, though.
ratings though?
Because
Is that what you're saying?
I
'Cause,
haven't watched any sports event on TV in probably 5 years.
so but then does that mean that there's not as big of an interest?
No, it's just being
No.
consumed
So
in
here-
other
here's-
forms.
It's been
Here's
yeah.
another-
There's so many other ways you can experience TV, experience NBA, experience the sports aspect of things, and like just like the scheme of things, like what Gage said earlier with Tiger Woods, like he was the most dominant player in any sport, anywhere, for a significant period of time. And everybody's eyes were evolved around Tiger Woods,
and it's
then-
still like that when he plays.
yeah, and now you're
There's a whole-
basing golf
that's a-
around Tiger Woods, just like basketball was based around Michael Jordan. So it was based around the best of the best. So now you have something to like, hey, this is where we're at on this.
I mean,
on
there's
this
a
type
whole
of
Twitter
sport.
account that just tells you what Tiger does on the courses he's playing.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
it
Same thing
has
with-
like,
same thing with
it has like
basketball.
10
That's
million
all like
followers.
boiled down to like a generational talent though.
Yeah.
Like in a grand scheme of things, I think it's still just as popular because if you look at like the NFL with like the whole kneeling thing, all the people that are like burning jerseys and shit, like they're still watching games, and even if they took a year off,
They're watching them
they're
now.
still watching them now. Like,
Well, and it's funny because like
Yeah.
I have some family that lives out in Arizona that they were like, I talked to them and they're really big Republicans and they were totally against the kneeling and we're just pretty much like we haven't watched really any NFL at all this year, but now we're getting into the playoffs and we're getting into
and that
better
whole time,
games,
did they
and
ever
they're
look
like,
at
okay, sure.
ESPN to see what any scores were?
Probably.
I don't know.
I bet they did.
I
because
bet they did too.
People will
Yeah, I bet
always
they did.
care about sports.
But
because
see,
it's
that's-
something that they can't control. It's something that doesn't affect them really, but it's always there that they can look at it and be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, my
it
team's
doesn't
doing this,
affect
my
them,
team's
but
doing
like it
that."
affects them
It's
because
sure.
they want it
It's-
to
it's
affect them.
always going to be there.
Yeah.
And
So-
people are always going to care about it.
To kind of summarize this a little bit, and this is where I thought, and now after talking to you guys, talking to Drew, it kind of all makes sense. Like, there's still the popularity for the sport, but you're not going to see your ticket sales aren't as high. A, because of cost, but B, also because people are able to get instant scores and updates from their phones.
Yeah, and
They
TV
can
ratings
watch
aren't as high.
TV ratings aren't as high
Because there's
because
other
I
avenues
don't
to
need to
consume
log
it.
in to watch every Ohio State or every Duke game because I can just get on my ESPN app
And watch it on my phone.
and watch it on my phone, or I can look at the score update or the game cast and be able to watch, what's going on right then and there.
Like,
So
I'm not even gonna lie. 90% of the time when I watch a game, I will be playing on my computer, and I'll have the ESPN window on my other monitor, and it'll just be playing the game. And that's not. I don't think that technically goes into the TV ratings because it's
Because you're
the
not watching on
yeah.
Fox or CBS.
yeah, it's
No, yeah,
Fox
you're
and CBN
Sure.
and CBS. They're tracking the numbers and
Yes.
not necessarily me watching it on ESPN on a streaming service or me not watching it on a site that a legal stream or something like that. You know what I mean? Those don't get tracked, and that's
Sure.
more popular now than ever.
no, that makes
Because people
sense.
don't want to pay for it.
Like I said, I just didn't know. It got me wondering whether or not there was a decline in popularity,
You're right.
or if it had something to do with whether or not the fact that Michael was so popular in the '90s, which is why, like, when I watched that, it was like, holy fuck, there was a lot of people at these games, and there were celebrations and parades and anywhere they went. Michael had just a worldwide phenomenon that I didn't know if we'd still see today.
I think honestly, dude, that was just like it was a perfect match of time and talent.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a perfect storm.
That's the only way they could get to him 24/7 is if they were always there
Sure.
Also,
to
though,
see every move.
I think it was a time where people could literally come together, and the only way they could experience it is being there.
Yeah,
like
that's
the
what I
only
mean.
way they could experience it is being there, and it was a camaraderie thing.
And
Like, hey, I want to be a part of this, so I'm gonna go down to this place and watch this motherfucker be the most badass
And that's
goddamn basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
And that's where
I'm gonna
getting
see
at.
that in person.
It's with music too now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like for a lot of time, and some people still, but you know, if you could go pay $50 to, you know, watch. Who would you want to go watch?
Ex-artist. We're just
Ex-artists, you know, back. I mean, you're having festivals all over, and we still have some, but like, people were dying for that.
Exactly.
And now you get Spotify, and it's like,
boom.
You got whatever you want
here.
right now.
I can get whatever I want.
It's all on your
Yeah,
phone.
like our
That's what I mean.
podcast.
It
That's
was
on
like the
Spotify,
perfect
Apple Music, and
storm
everything
of,
else.
like one of the best talents ever,
You like
and
that
at
plug,
a
Mike?
time period where you had to be there. to
And
see it.
honestly, that might even like coincide with what we're dealing with on a political level as well. I mean, I know that's a whole different story for a different day, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's all the same. It all goes into the same type
Yeah.
same type
I mean,
of topic.
camaraderie is not a huge thing right now.
All right, so instead of a top 5 this week, we're gonna go with the New Year's resolution theme, and go with me. We're all gonna say what we would do if we could better ourselves to a point of having our dream job.
Shout
Yeah.
out Joe Mama.
Yeah, shout out Jess for coming up with the idea. I guess I'll go first. And if I could do anything, it would probably be to go back to go to med school and become a doctor of some sort, and then have like that as a position, and then open my own like sports med rehab / training clinic. So that would be it.
All right.
All right. Well,
So Jordan, what in your mind could you see Gage doing?
I could see him being a coach of a college team. That's what I could see Gage doing. I could see him being a coach of a college. I'm gonna say a college basketball team, just for reference. I would say that Gage would
Coach
be
of Creighton.
No. I think it'd be a little more than that. I honestly think it would be like I could see Gage being a coach at Butler. Like that, and that's big time.
That's big
time.
That's my goal for him. I feel that he could really benefit from that, and I think that Butler can benefit from that. I'm giving you high expectations there. Boom. Okay, but me personally, I genuinely, for me.
Wait, we gotta
okay.
go all the way around for me, and then it's back to you.
All the way around for you.
So
and
Mike,
about you.
Mike,
So Mike, what would you
fucking
do?
little
Okay.
selfish bastard.
I thought, fuck,
I was like,
no,
me personally,
damn.
I
All right,
thought
Goldsby, what would you do for Logan or for
Mine would be
Gage?
Gage.
What did you do for Gage?
What would Gage do?
What would Gage do? Now, what would you do for Gage? What would Gage do for you?
Logan, will you go? I need a minute for Gage, please.
Okay, yeah, I could totally see you staying like on the trainer route, but not at the high school level. I could totally. I mean, I feel like I could definitely see. Okay, so this is like a strength coach, but I could see you being like the Northwestern dude. He's a strength strength coach, but the Northwestern dude that's fucking, in a cutoff when it's 20 degrees out, fucking going crazy.
That's
Like, but all those, but what I'm getting at is all those fucking kids. They love that guy, and they rotate around that guy. Like he is like what brings them
He's the
those
heartbeat
kids
of the
together.
team.
Yeah. I could see you doing that for a program, and I then could see you moving on to having, like big clients and shit that, just confide in you and are strictly, I think about like Isaiah with his fucking haircuts and shit. He's got the Browns dudes on lock.
Damn, let's
We're
build
like-
this guy up.
We're like, well, yeah, fuck, shout out I the barber, yeah.
Shout out to
He's got these Browns dudes that are like, I need my cut like every Friday. Isaiah's going to Cleveland, he's cutting Higgins and all those fucking dudes. Like, I could see you being like that, where like these dudes are like, oh, I'm gonna hit up my boy Gage, like something's
Absolutely.
wrong. My
I need Gage
Achilles
to
is
do
acting
this.
up. Like, where's Dr.
Absolutely.
Gage at? Like, I can totally see you like that.
That's dope as well. I appreciate that one.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
Gage is probably the hardest one, to be honest, for me. Like, I immediately knew Logan and I knew Jordan. And I'm still
Oh
not.
shit, I'm nervous about
still,
that.
He's gonna be a carpenter.
He
can drywall.
I'm still not sold. I'm still not sold on my path for Gage, but I think if I had to, if I was deciding Gage's future path for him and what I would put him as, it's really hard to get you off of the sports route because I think that you're on that route and you've put that as your whole life and you've always been a huge sports guy. I could see you more so in the even going beyond because of your mannerisms to the professional level. I would like to see you as like an athletic trainer, and because you have a medical interest, I could see you going more so towards the MBA or something from a professional level, and you have that professionalism and that mannerism behind you that I could see you continuing to go on past the collegiate level, past the high school level, and getting into the bigger leagues and, you know, being able to travel with teams and stuff like that. So that's probably
So yeah, we're a little
my
bit on the
best
same
interest.
page.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
probably my
What's that movie? Is it like Just Right with Queen Latifah, where she's like the trainer for the NBA players, and like she falls in love with the fucking NBA player? Not that you're gonna like. Fall
Oh, I
in love
thought that
with
was
John
Remember
Wall
the
or anything,
Titans.
but, like, you'd be that type of dude, you know, where they just call you up from
No,
like
I-
Chicago.
all right,
hey,
all right.
man, like,
I appreciate all that shit, to be
Yeah.
honest with you guys. That's dope.
yeah.
all right.
Jordan?
All right, yeah, Jordan,
Build yourself up, buddy.
build yourself up.
All
What the fuck
right,
would you do?
from there, I honestly I would like to be somewhere where I can benefit humanity and.
Don't be so broad.
Okay, no, I'm not going to
That's
be.
very
Right.
broad.
But what I wanted to do is start a bike park where I can, like, honestly within 10 years I would like to be able to start a bike park where I can a mountain bike park where I can have, whether it be, you know, adults or children, doesn't matter, like anybody can come and enjoy a time at my facility where I can benefit people at a athletic level. Like, hey, come here, we can definitely like come together and you can benefit at an athletic level and pursue a career or whatever you want to do, and just get out and enjoy nature in general. And that's what I want to do. Just to give somebody an opportunity to benefit from nature, benefit from physical activity. That's what I want to do. I don't care what it is. I just want to build something to have humans benefit from that, and that's all. Benefit from
great.
nature, and boom. Yeah, that's it.
That's great.
That's what I want to do.
So for you, just because I like the humanitarian level of things, but I also know your passion towards marine and aquatics and going that direction, and I could see you as a full-time captain of some sort, traveling all over the place, you know, going places to places, and, you know, manning some massive sized ship somewhere, just living on the
Buying
ocean.
a Carnival cruise ship.
You know,
Jordan.
you know,
Jordan.
driving some massive ship somewhere in the ocean, and, you know, honestly, even like maybe for like even like a 4-ocean type of deal, to where you can do a humanitarian effort, but you're also still working with water, because I think the water aspect has been such a.
You already got some marketing there.
Has been such a yeah. It's a
4-Ocean.
great brand. It's a great company.
Yeah.
It's wearing one of their bracelets right now.
Oh, it actually is a
So-
company. Okay, never mind.
Stop plugging them. We
No,
don't have
definitely is.
I know.
I thought you
I'm
just
wearing
made
their
that up.
bracelet right
I
now.
thought you just
They
made
did not
that up.
sponsor
I was
us.
like,
Fuck
okay,
yeah.
that's clever.
Don't fuck them. We want them to sponsor us.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, no, I can see you doing something more water based. So Logan.
Oh shit. Okay, I could totally see you, so I guess at first thought, I think of like a ski resort. You
That
know,
was my second.
where there's like
favorite,
and okay, so just, you know, put an asterisk on the ski part. But I picture like a ski resort where there's like, you know, one big ass lodge hub, you know, where, you know, there's a bar and, you know, lodging and all that, and then it branches out to other cabins and shit, and it's just this fucking massive, you know, lot of acreage, you know, big ass thing where it's like someone would go spend like 4 or 5 days, and you would run all that shit. And it might be skiing, it might be snowboarding, or it might be like a bike park, but just some big massive like
Resort.
Yeah, I was gonna say reserved like a fucking Native American, but resort, yeah.
I appreciate that though.
But where you run everything from the lessons of, you want to learn how to ski. I got people that teach you how to ski, but I'll also teach you how to ski. Snowboard, same thing. Bike, you might break your ankle, but I'm gonna teach you how to do that shit. Then you go down, it's nighttime, adults want to party and shit. This dude's fucking DJing and shit. He's running the whole fucking
Damn, so
lodge.
you got a variety of shit.
I think you are a variety.
You are
of
a variety of a
dude.
person.
You would literally be you don't have to, but you give lessons. You'll fucking make people give lessons. You'll fucking DJ the fucking party. You'll take them on fucking trails out in the back. Basically what you were getting at. And I thought about it on a way, more grand of a scale, but I could see you just running a whole fucking thing that just incorporates so many different things into one thing that people would enjoy and fucking learn from and can do in 5 days or a week or however the fucking long they want to stay or can afford to stay. But I don't know what the fuck it'd be called, but it'd be a fun place to go.
Gage, love it.
Alright, so mine's a little different than both of those. I could see you being a videographer or a producer of nature movie-esque things. So it'd be a little bit with Mike, traveling the world and doing that kind of thing. But at the same time, you would be documenting everything you're doing on camera and then releasing that to the public to see, so other people can see all that going on. Kind of like that Zac Efron thing on Netflix, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Kind of something like that.
Great show.
Yep.
But not obviously just one series. That would be something that continuously goes on and on to different, not, because they hit, obviously, 10 specific places. But, you would be going all over the place doing that while, just basically writing it yourself and being this is why we're doing this is why this is important, this is why you idiots need to pay attention to what the fuck is going on.
Humanitarian.
Yeah, exactly. That's
awesome.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right
there, that word created.
I appreciate that so much, and I appreciate the humanitarian part because I kind of left that out. My whole life is I want to base it on.
You said it without saying the word.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
All right, Mike.
So obviously you guys know I like to travel and I like sports, so I was trying to think of something that I could put two and two together, and I want to be a Al Michaels, and my ideal job would be able to travel wherever, and then also be able to announce for sporting events and do TV work and be able to go wherever I want across the country and go places week to week to week, and then every Sunday night I get to watch some of the best football in America. So I think that would be probably one of the dopest jobs ever. Also, I just got the notification Steelers and Browns are next Sunday night. So how dope would that be? You get to watch one of the best games of the week on, Sunday night. So I think being able to travel and also being able to do something that you love and having sports and travel two and two, which are two of my biggest passions, would be the most ideal job for me. But those are too hard to kind of put together. But that's also kind of something I'm looking to go career-wise. If I could even be in charge of somebody's, travel for the Indians or whoever, the fucking Cavs, making sure, they get place to place. Being able to travel with a team and also being able to be a part of a team is kind of my ideal direction. So we'll see. Hoping so.
I feel like in the least versus possible, I would love for you to be a multi-sport Lee Corso. Where you can fucking analyze everything, you can go everywhere, analyze basketball, analyze football, analyze fucking dirt track racing. I don't know if Lee Corso ever does any announcing, but you have the fucking, obviously the voice. You could, one of my other options would be you could be the voice of X.
Voice of something.
Of everything. Because even just talking here, sometimes you have this voice that you turn on. It's
well, that's how I feel about Al
damn.
Michaels. Al Michaels is
fucking
news on everything, but I appreciate that.
I don't know anybody off the top of my head, their names, but you sound like the voice of fucking something. But
yeah,
I feel like Lee Corso gets to go around, and his is obviously
puts the hat on.
It's more, niche with college football, and I don't think you would like being trapped in a singular sport, but if I could make it a multi-sport league Corso.
That's why I think about the guys that are doing like professional sports and they go to the Masters, then they go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, that would be so incredible,
But
man.
those guys aren't like renowned in one sport.
No.
League
But
Corso
you know them. You know their name because they do everything.
I know, but
League
League Corso is
yeah.
renowned in NCAA football.
Yes.
So I said multi-sport League Corso because I feel like you would be renowned in every sport that you went to. Because your voice would be contagious.
Yeah.
Your spirit about fucking sports in general would be contagious. And yeah,
I appreciate
I
that.
can see you doing that.
Gage, what do you think?
Mine's a little a change of pace from Logan's. I could see you in the head office of some like professional organization.
So could I.
Not necessarily a specific position, but
I could just see you being
something
boss
in there.
motherfucker.
Yeah, like I mean, the owner GM is plausible, but that would require an extreme amount of money to do so.
I'll make something really, really quick about that. So who the female that just got promoted to general manager in the major leagues? She started as an intern,
Exactly.
worked her way up.
Yeah.
Now she's the fucking
Damn,
general
Cole,
manager.
you could have been the general manager of the fucking.
But I was more
whatever the
I was
fuck
more
they're
so
gonna be
saying
called.
like owner, like you don't get promoted to owner.
You're already there.
You buy the team. But I could see you in the front office of some.
Well, I need you to buy the team because
Get
you'll make all the
fucked,
money
man.
in
Jesus
medical field,
Christ.
and then you can promote.
Yeah, I
it,
don't
right?
got fucking 110
Yeah,
billion
there's
dollars
way
to
more
buy
money
it.
in that shit. I feel like there isn't any field
there
that
is.
you're gonna go to college for.
But that's what I think. I think I could see you in that
Yeah,
office
Well,
somewhere.
management.
And that's not saying like NBA or MLB or anything. That's any professional organization, even if it was like something like racing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could totally see you running something.
All right. Well, I could see you running a racetrack. You would buy a basically
Free
nonprofit
really?
racetrack because we all know that sprint car tracks don't really make very much money.
No.
You're just in it because you love it,
Yes.
and that's what you are passionate about. And I could also see you being the fucking best goddamn person you ever buy a Big Mac from in the entire world. Like, you go to McDonald's and you buy a Big Mac,
What?
and I guarantee you that you would be the best person I would ever buy a Big Mac from. But anyway, I would say
You're saying it's good
that
for people.
you,
You're just saying like you're great.
no
with
matter
fucking
what
people.
you do, you have the voice.
You're gonna end up at McDonald's.
No, you could literally get anybody. You could literally have a snail by soul, is what I'm saying. But all you have to do is utilize your voice
Wolf of Wall Street,
and
motherfucker.
your ingenuity, your integrity. You can
can talk
do
to
whatever
people.
you want to do in your life, and you got it. So
appreciate
boom,
Boom shakalaka. Boom goes.
and boom goes the dynamite.
Logan.
Logan, hit it up. Vape boy.
I would like to be a carpenter.
Give it up. Tell us.
And I don't believe it's your ultimate job.
No, and it was a joke, but it's not a joke because carpenters work their asses off. I like being a carpenter, but I would also love to be any I don't know, not any, but mostly any position in music. Like, I'd love to play music even though I don't have the fucking guts to like pick it up and do
This
it.
is the biggest fucking one yet. In our conversation. Carry on.
I don't know what that means, but
What are you talking about?
Just-
Never mind.
just
I'm
the
not bringing it
biggest
up.
guy in our conversation.
Never mind.
Yeah, we're leaving
Carry
it.
on.
That's where I was going, Mike. Leaving it on the
Pour me some more wine,
Leaving it on
motherfucker.
the table. Hopefully it's not on the table, but we're not putting it there.
Don't know what's going on. This wine's gone.
Son of a bush
Do you
pig.
want grape juice or?
So anything in music?
I want you to carry on.
I would say
This is important.
so. Now I would say anything in music. I think that I really would love to play music and write music, but I don't know. I mean, most musicians are introverts, but I'm such so that I feel like I don't have the guts to pick it up and do it. So I would love to do that, but even if it was managing, anyone, putting out records, mixing records, just being around it in general. Like, I feel like it's like the only thing that other than my family, like, that I think about, like, every day, all the time. So, like, if I could, I've had my chances, and, like, you know, I think I make more excuses than not, but that I would definitely do something in music. Don't even know what it is, but yeah.
Alright. So for me, for you is on the same lines. I wish you would suck it up and just fucking do it. But
Yeah.
I can honestly see you producing music. So like doing not necessarily the actual music, but like dealing with making it sound good. I know that's basically what you went to school for.
Right.
So
that I basically
that, I
just threw in
mean-
the trash.
But that's what I could see you do, and I think you'd be very, very good at it, because that would also lead you into becoming comfortable with the situation and would probably end up getting you in the booth, which would be ultimately where I'm sure all of us would want you to go. So that's mine.
Jordan?
I don't think Jordan's is going to be much different.
Like,
Yeah, mine's fairly similar, but honestly, I would want you to be exactly where you would want to be as an individual. I would want you to be somewhere in the music industry. I would want you to be like just where you would be passionate about, and I think that you would be best at the production level. I think that producing music and putting music out there where I think you have a peculiar eye for like music that is different and out there, that's not your norm. I think that you have an eye for music that and an ear for music that is like, hey, this person has some serious talent, and I think that is where your talent in particular could come from. So that's where I think that you would benefit the most from, and I think that that's where you would thrive as an individual, and you'd make the most money from. And I think that's where you need to be at. I think you need to produce some goddamn music that people fucking like. So boom, Mike. What do you think, Mike?
To wrap all this up.
So rap. You think Logan can rap? Right? Yeah.
maybe I can. I don't know. I'll give it a try. Not to that.
Stop that.
I don't know if Jordan was gonna find that fucking noise in this podcast.
It is
at
always
some point.
consistent though.
It's
He always
always
makes
consistent.
the same noise.
I'm gonna go a little opposite because I've seen you kind of more into this level the last couple of years, and I could see you owning or running like a home building business. I think you know a lot about construction, a lot about just the building in general, and you're a lot more hands-on than I will ever be, and I really envy that of you. And you're always gonna have that musical background, but I think you could continue to go the route that you're going and just make a crazy buku bucks of doing what you're doing, and taking that next level and start building houses and building leading projects and just
Jones
kind of
Homes.
Jones Homes. Yeah, I love it. It's got a great ring to it. So I can see you going that next level. So
Alright.
Just the singing carpenter.
Damn, that was a nice little change of pace.
it
For
was
the top
it was
five.
from the top 5 and moving on from that. So
Bada bing, bada boom.
So yeah,
another
yeah.
week down.
Next
Yeah,
beer.
we'll catch y'all next
Turn
time.
it on.
A bottle of wine.